But of course it has been everywhere since independence that infrastructure should be developed. But nothing happened. In 2005, you may recall, there was a delayed hydropower project known as the Upper Kotmale hydropower projects. It was delayed for 11 years due to various reasons. It was a radical decision altogether. We will go on producing more power that is needed in developing the country, and the coal power plant. Now, touching on the power sector, now we have implemented quite a few projects that generates the necessary energy years to come. And the main highways, 5 ports, including the extension of the Colombo ports, and irrigation projects, constructing rural road network, and you name, there were number of massive infrastructure development projects being implemented for the first time in the history. Now, if you look at from 1977 to 2005, how many mega projects been implemented other than the Mahavalley? Alright? Now, that is why there is a criticism there in the air about corruption and malpractices.
Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to ask you also, Doctor.
You see, there is a saying in Sinhala, Vadi Veda, Vadi Leda. If the government keep its mouth shut by not undertaking any single projects, then no criticism would have been made. It is very unfortunate here in Sri Lanka, when the development projects are being undertaken with greater difficulty, people are trying to take political advantage of it. You and me know very well about the political economy analysis. The people try to analyze the good work in terms of political advantages. Let me give you a simple example. Now, you and me consume electricity which is highly subsidized. Why a subsidy is necessary for electricity? Not many of us could afford if the price of electricity is the same or the price of generated. Right? Why electricity prices is so high? We fail to undertake the projects to generate more electricity to meet the needs, the demand in the market. Now, whose fault is that? Right? Now, the transportation, the public transportation. If the price of public transportation is high, how many people could afford? You have to take into account the disparity of the distribution of income and wealth as well. Right? Rather than looking at as something irrelevant. Now, whole saga of this corruption and malpractices became prominent over the last couple of months. Why? You know, that is the easiest way to attack. if you start criticizing my character, I become weakened. Then you could attack me very well. This is, for me, is bad for the economy. Because you see, the entire world will start looking at differently, which is not good for us. You got my point, I suppose.
Yes. So now, but are you denying the fact that the allegations about waste and corruption associated with these mega developments projects, Doctor? Because also economic experts and also the opposition, they have claimed that there can be a 2% raise in the growth rate also, if not for this corruption and waste. And they have estimated figures saying that the corruption and waste involved with all these development projects for the past years might exceed the annual revenue of the government. So things like this, are you flatly denying?
No. All what I am trying to tell you is that, you see, I have no politics. I am not a member of no political party in this country. All what I am trying to tell you is that why you waited till at the end. You would have raised these issues as a constructive criticism. That would have been help the government to become more efficient. That is the role of the opposition. Now, all of a sudden you have estimated. Now, if you have the solid evidence, still in this country, the law is prevail. You would have go to court and present, look, we have noticed this much of corruption and waste has been occurred in this particular project. Therefore, the justice must be made. I don't deny that there is no waste or corruption or whatever, because I have no evidence and I have not seen. That has not been brought into my notice. All of a sudden, that is why the political opportunism, you take this as an opportunity to show the rest of the world, this particular project involves this much of corruption. If you stop this, you can pay a higher salary to the public servants. Now, I being an economist, you being an economist, I am quite sure that these estimates are baseless.
Yes, we're speaking to Dr. Ranjith Bandara from the Economics Department of Colombo University, and his analysis is that because it's an unprecedented development strategy that has been launched, and at the in a point of history that unlike any other point, the major developments projects are being undertaken. So in his words, "Vadi vada boru vada," so which means what he's saying is that when the government is working, the focus is the opposition is trying to put the focus more on the corruption and waste aspect, and thereby taking away actually the development activities that are taking place. His question is as to why these allegations were made just a couple of months ago, and why wasn't it leveled in a more constructive manner, because according to him, he cannot comment on the waste and corruption as long as the evidence is not brought forward and a case is being made, because there are different proper legal and more credible ways to bring these facts into the forefront. And if there was ways and means the facts could be brought to the forefront, the opposition would also have made use of it. But if without such sort of putting forward of facts, just coming up with criticisms, as according to his analysis, is trying to weaken the government even in the eyes of the international community, when a lot of unprecedented development projects have been taking place. That is Dr. Bandara's analysis about this development and corruption that is associated with that. And also, Doctor, another aspect, that sort of a criticism that is leveled at the government was after the war, the cost of living, as expected, was not brought down. So, what are your comments on it?
Now, you see, the war is a fact that has been affected every single corner of the economy.